Radiant treasure of Hajj, the day of Nahr, the 10th of Dhul Hijjah. For those who are able to proceed from the early morning light of Muzdalifah, let them walk straight to the Jamarat. The walk from Muzdalifah to the Jamarat is very doable. It's not an excruciating walk. It's maybe 3 miles or so. And so you can just pray Fajr and make dua while you're in Muzdalifah and move toward Mina in the first light and make it to the Jamarat relatively early before the sun beats down on you too hard. For people who are able-bodied, it's actually easier than waiting for buses to take you half the way and this kind of convoluted route. It's easier just to walk straight, although some may not be able to because of their inability to walk. Between Muzdalifah and Mina is an area which is about a stone's throw in width called the Batn al-Muhassar. Here it is that the army of the elephant described in the Surah Al-Fil was decimated. The sunnah is to hasten one's gait and move through this area as quickly as possible. On the Mina side, opposite of Muzdalifah, there is a huge concrete structure. This is a multi-level structure that houses the Jamarat. Proceed directly to it. Its different sides and entrances all feed into different levels, all of which are suitable for your purposes. On the day of Nahr, you will need only 7 stones with you. When you get into the Jamarat structure, walk past the first 2 Jamarat, the first 2 walls, all the way to the 3rd Jamara, which is known as Jamaratul Aqaba. Aqaba means like the back of something. And so the Aqaba is the back of Mina, behind which the boundary of Makkah Mukarramah formally starts. There will probably be a crowd at the beginning of the Jamaratul Aqaba on this day. You may comfortably walk right past it, and you'll find that the middle and the back side of the Jamra are not crowded, and you can comfortably walk without having to fight a crowd and cast your 7 stones from there and not harm or jostle other fellow pilgrims. With each stone, as you let it fly, say Allahu Akbar, meaning God is greater. God is greater than all things. Feeling the fervor and emotion of casting the stones at all those things in your heart and in your mind and in your life which you ever put on a false pedestal and wrongly equated with Allah Ta'ala's pleasure. Say Allahu Akbar like you mean it and show him that you intend not to make that mistake again. Glad tidings to all of you. It is narrated that for every stone cast at the Jamarat on these Mubarak days, Allah Most High will expiate such a sin that if one were taken to task for it, it would have plunged them into the hellfire. This is truly a great blessing of the Lord. After you are done stoning, exit the Jamarat and proceed toward Makkah Mukarramah and to the Masjid al-Haram. Once you receive the glad tidings of your hadi, of your sacrifice being complete, and if a person again is doing the Hajj of Ifrad, then this is only for them if they do a sunnah hadi. Otherwise, because they're not obliged to give a sacrifice, they don't have to wait for this either. And in general, waiting at this point for the news of the sacrifice is a sunnah. It's optimal, but if a person wishes to, they may jump this step as well. And at that time, have their head shaved as a male, or have a finger section length of each hair cut as a female in order to do the tahallul asghar, the lesser release of ihram. Ihram, release from ihram in Umrah is just in one fell swoop. You're done your tawaf, your sa'i, and then you cut your hair and you're released from all the conditions of ihram. In Hajj, the release is in 2 steps, which will be described in a subsequent video. But know that when you shave your head after having stoned the Jamratul Aqaba and having done your sacrifice, that this first release is a lesser release, after which there's a greater release, which we'll discuss in detail. If the time of noon approaches without the news of your hadi having been sacrificed, or there's no way of getting that news, then make sure that you cut your hair or shave your head by noon, one way or the other. Then there's only one task on this day, which is remaining, which should be performed without any unnecessary delay, which is the tawaf al-ifada, the fard tawaf of Hajj. May Allah accept it from us all.